Hey guys, John here. Today we're going to be making a Zora's Domain type of patch from The Legend of Zelda. This isn't exactly the melody or the exact reproduced sound, but it's a very similar in tonality. If you played the game, then you're probably going to know what I'm talking about. So this is what it sounds like. So it has a very watery type of sound. It's got a nice descending arpeggio going on with some nice effects as well. So if you haven't played the game, you probably should stop this video right now, go pick yourself up a copy and play it because it's a fantastic experience that everybody should enjoy. So moving on, in the main tab, there's not really too much here to talk about, except very important is the ×2 for the oversampling. It's always recommended to put that on from my perspective, I think, because I don't like having that sampling or that aliasing going on when I'm making a patch. So generally, I always keep that at 2. It's always 8 by default for the render. Definitely kind of maybe A/B it if you're rendering something out and you want it a little bit exactly like your patch. Then put that at 2, but regardless, if you want higher quality, leave it at 8 for your render. So moving on here, operator number 1, this is going to be kind of like a triangle, not exactly. The shape, I don't know why it went down to the bottom again, but it's probably about 33%. So if we go to our second operator and kind of bring up this shape slide, or the shape, what's it called, just shape, I guess, SH, bring that up to about 33-ish or so percent here, and you're probably going to have a very similar wave shape. Yeah, that's probably exactly it. So you could just bring that slider here up to 33%, and that's pretty much going to be what it is. So it's going to be a 2 ratio, so no change really in the pitch. And then for our volume envelope, it's going to be a quick attack and a very quick decay here. So just a instant sound and it's gone. The rest is really going to be more so in the filter. So operator 1 is going down to filter number 1 and going to effects and to the output. So if we turn off the effects here, let's listen to just the pattern right here. So let's mute these other things here. It's going to sound like that. And keep in mind, if you're wondering where the arpeggio is coming from, it's in this gear right here, and then we go to our arpeggio section, put a range of 3, and then have it downsending right here. So that should enable the arpeggio. So in our filter here, we're going to be using SVF here at number 1. Our cutoff is going to be at about 50%. Nothing too crazy right there. And then the effects is really where it's going to be kind of magical. So for the output here, it's going to be at 42%, and the effects main level is at 26%. So let's dive into the effects tab and see what's going on here. So we're going to be using the chorus at 4. This is pretty much default. So the depth at 50, the speed 75, the chorus delay at 6%, the spread 100%, the chorus cross minus 25%, and the volume at 100. And the first delay is on, second is off, third is off. So the first delay is also going to be on tempo at a feedback level of 50%. The delay time is at 3. The stereo offset is at 0, and the volume is at 63%, and it is at normal. Moving on to the reverb here, this is on, and it's going to be F for the color here. The low cut is going to be about 64, 75. The high cut is going to be about 44.1. The pre-delay is going to be probably, I think it was at 0 actually. The room size is at 40, 41, give or take. The diffusion all the way at the top, and then the decay, maybe 1.6, 1.5. And then the dampening, 4.1 kilohertz. And then the reverb wet volume is 50%. So you always want to keep it wet. And I also did an external kind of thing here as well. I have some Valhalla reverb, as I generally use a lot here. And I also sent this, even though it already has reverb on it, I sent it a little bit to this external reverb because I have some kind of, I have a Pigments patch I made a while ago that kind of has like a droning vocal kind of sound to it. And I'm also sending that to that reverb. So I kind of wanted them to match in the same room. So that's why that's happening. So with all that said and done, if we enable the voice here and then a little bit of low end to kind of glue everything together, it all comes together like this. One last thing I did forget to mention here is, especially for arpeggios, I like to put a compressor on there because sometimes some of the higher notes can really stick out and sometimes they can be a little quieter or softer. it's kind of hard to tell sometimes. So it's always nice to kind of compress that and contain those notes as well. So it's kind of arbitrary compression values, you know, because they could be different. You might want more compression, less compression, but this is kind of what I have here. And it's really only hitting -3 dB of compression every so often at a ratio of 5. So 5 to 1. So that's kind of what I put on there for a quick compression. And that's this patch in a nutshell. If you'd like to get it for free, there is a link in the description below. So make sure to check that out, and we'll see you in the next video.